tell you to turn it on. Good job. Way to go. Using letters. Using letters. We name angles using letters. Okay. So slap one down. And let's call that X, that Y, and that Z. Now, if we're asked to name that bad boy right there, we use our angle symbol that we've been using in our notes. The angle symbol. It's not an L. That's an angle symbol. So use the angle symbol. And start on one of the edges. Write that letter down, Z. The middle letter has to be the vertex, which is Y. And the other edge has a letter, and it is X. So this angle, him's name is angle ZYX. Everybody okay with that? Edge to vertex to edge. Names it. Vertex letter always in the middle. So with that understanding, can I name him another way?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Angle who?
X.
X to Y to Z. Him has another name. Just like Ty is Ty, he's also Watson. Two names, but still the same angle. There is one more way you can name this guy. Just the vertex letter. So you could call him angle Y. Now we run into problems. I'll draw another one. Where'd my blue pen go? Back there, Watson.
Wait, why couldn't you just
YZX.
There's one
Vertex has to be in
yeah.
the middle.
There's one right behind the thingy.
Wrong color. Wrong color blue. Thank you for trying to help me. Oh my goodness. How many angles do you see here?
2, 3, 3.
Okay, let's look at it.
1, 2 writing.
There's one.
Oh,
There's two.
3.
And there's three. Y'all see three different angles?
Yes.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Everybody okay with that?
Hey.
So, can I name one of those angles just angle B?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Yes. Yes.
If I say look at angle B, would you know which of those three I was talking about?
No.
Because the B.
B is everybody's vertex.
B is all three of them's vertex. I said, can you name one of them angle B?
Oh.
No, you can't. So if you're going to name those angles, you have to use all
3.
three letters. Because maybe we're talking about angle CBD. Well, maybe that's not the one I was talking about. Maybe I was talking about angle ABC. Right? Maybe I was talking about angle ABD. Is everybody with me? Is everybody with me? I cannot name it with one letter because there's too many in that picture. Can I name this one with one letter?
Yeah.
How many angles is there?
3.
If there's just, watch the finger, home. Somebody said 3. That's one. That's one. I can name it with one. But if we have a combination picture, you can't name it with one. You got to name it with three. Okay? There is one other way to name angles. There's one other way to name angles. If they put a number inside that angle without a degree mark, that also could be called angle 4. If there's a number and they're numbering that angle, okay? I didn't say a degree measure, did I? No, I said a number in it without a degree symbol. You could name that one angle 4. Okay? So there's 4 ways of naming a single angle. Okay, is everybody okay with that? Because in a little bit we're going to have to be able to do that. Now, what about one angle?
On the paper, are we doing?
Oh no, I'm about to show us something. Okay. Measuring who? Complex angles. Measuring complex angles. Complex angles are the angles I just showed you. A, B, C, and D. Whoops, I changed the lettering on that one, didn't I? All right, that's a complex angle. Why is it a complex angle? Because there's more than one, right, Holden? There's more than one in that picture altogether, sharing the same vertex. They're sharing the same vertex. So they're complex. There's more than one sharing the same vertex. And if I've got to measure it using a what thing? John Deere tractor, that's right. If I was going to measure one of those bad boys, I need to know which one, because how many of them's there? 3. One of them I don't have to measure. I already know what it is. The straight one. If I'm told to measure ABC, I don't need a protractor, because what is a straight line? 180 degrees. But if I'm told to measure one of these other bad boys, I ain't. You've got to use my pro John Deere tractor here. Okay? Unless it has a 90 mark in it. Okay? The little box thing. The little box thing. Okay? So let's say we're told to measure angle A, B, D. That's what I said. Good job. B's my vertex. Very good. Okay. If I'm told to measure ABD, how do I know which one's ABD? Because it's labeled. It has a name, right? So I need to find A, go to B, and then go to
C. D. I mean D.
D. There you go. Okay. So, here is what you do when we're having to measure a complex angle. When there's a bunch of angles there and we're told to measure one of them. Trace which one we have to do. Find A, go to B, and then go where? To D. Notice I'm tracing. That's the angle I have to measure, or I'm told to measure, correct? Now mark out what I'm not measuring. This one over here, am I? Am I measuring that guy?
No.
So mark it out so you won't even look at it. The one I want is this guy over here. And then when I say count, that means put your thing on there, bam, and measure.
70.
Like we did 70 I'm gonna slap you naked
I
right
mean-
now and hide your clothes.
Wait, put it back
No,
up
no,
there.
I ain't gonna have to put nothing out there. Look at the picture.
It's obtuse.
Thank you, and you
So-
said 70.
So
No,
it can't be 70 because it has to be over 70.
but you said
110.
70.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was jumping on you. Because you said 70. That's why. Oh, no, it's not, because that's obtuse. You're right. Good job. Way to correct yourself. All right. And then we do our measuring that we learned the other day. Okay, Janelle? Okay, you had your hand up. You okay?
Oh, yeah, because like, you know how you dotted like where the letters are? Are you supposed to like measure it to where it is, or? Oh, okay, I see.
Okay. All right. Sometimes, especially on tests, and they don't give you a protractor to use, they go ahead and superimpose the picture. They superimpose the angles with a protractor already on there. Okay? You see that? Everybody see? They've already put the protractor on the paper with the angle going through it. Okay? And I've drawn one like this. Like the picture I'm showing right here. Okay? Travis, you okay with it? Alright. So, looking at that, we need to trace which one they want us to do. In this picture, which one?
EV,
E, find E, go to
B,
B, so here it is, go to B, and then to D. D's up here. That's the one I'm measuring. Everybody okay with that? That means I'm not doing this one, I'm not doing this one. I'm doing this guy. Now my protractor's already up there, isn't it? I don't have to get my John Deere tractor and do it. I have a protractor up there. It's going to have numbers on there. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all did see that, right? It does have numbers on there. That group, you see that group? Has numbers. Has numbers. Has numbers. See? It has numbers on there, right? So I don't need to get another protractor and put it up there and measure it. The problem is, one of the edges doesn't go along the bottom, does it? You can't turn it. It's already on there. It's on the paper. That's where the word count comes in. Find right here, and every one of those middle-sized marks is 5 degrees, and every one of the longer marks is 10 degrees. So why don't we go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70? By counting along the big long lines. Wouldn't that be easy to do? I could count 5, 10, 50, by 5s or 10s, however, whatever line it's on. And then you can have that. And you can find it by counting how many there is. Is that okay? Pretty easy. Just count 5, 10, 50, 20 till you get to the other edge and you have the degree measure. You okay with that, Ty? Janelle?
So we can like count either 10s or 5?
Depends on if it's on the little happy one or the longy one. Longy ones are 10s, happy ones are 5s, and the teeny tiny ones are 1. Okay? Everybody okay with that? Alright. Now, let's play with some special angles. Let's play with some special angles. Complementary angles. Complementary angle. The S on there implies more than 1. So that's good. Y'all got to know that. Complementary angles. 2 angles specifically. I'm running out of juice, aren't I?
Here.
Oh,
Throw it 2 ways.
What?
I said 2.
You almost
Hey,
took my
hey.
head off. What?
angles. How many angles we have? Two. We got two angles that add up to 90 degrees every time. They're not complementary if they don't add up to 90. They must add up to 90. These two angles are complex angles, right? Right? I see three angles. I see a tiny one, I see a bigger one, and I see a right angle. If it's a right angle, how many degrees is it? 90. So that must mean it's complementary. So if this one's 40, what does this one have to be? Two people knew that?
50.
Does everybody agree this one has to be 50 for it to make the 90-degree box there? So these two angles are said to be complementary because they add up to 90. Now, sometimes they fake us out though. Carly. Sometimes they're two separate angles. And they are said these are complementary. That gives us the hint. If they're complementary, they have to do what? Add up to 90. If one of them's 75, how do I find the other one? Now don't give me the answer. I said, how do you find it?
90 minus 75.
90 if it's complementary. Minus the 75 I already have gives me
15.
the x must be 15 degrees because they are complementary. Complementary is 90. Now, do y'all want to know how I remember this? Because I kept getting complementary and supplementary mixed up because this is going to be another kind of stuff. Watch this. What can you do with the C and the O? Make it into a 90 by just drawing a line there. So complementary is how many degrees? 90. That's how I always remember when I was a kid. When I had to learn this, I kept getting them backwards. I finally went, wait a minute, I can turn the C into a 9, and I got the O, put it together, there's my 90. So complementary is going to be the 90 one. Complementary is going to be the 90 one.
So you learned that yourself?
Yeah. I sure do. Now, supplementary. Two angles just like that. That will add up to, can't be 90 because we already got 91. It's called complementary. Supplementary, they add up to 180. These are supplementary. So they're supposed to add up to what?
180.
Now, how do we know it's supplementary? Y'all, what kind of angle is that one right there? Isn't that a straight angle? So the whole thing is how many?
80. 180.
180. We know 30 of it. How much does that leave for this?
150.
How'd you find that?
180 minus 30.
180 minus the 30 I already have leaves me, X must be
150.
150.
150, yeah.
Did I lose anybody there? We got some that add up to 90 because they're complementary, but if it ever says supplementary, they're supposed to add up to 180. Now again, they try to jack with us. Now they've already told us these are supposed to be supplementary. Can we find X?
Yes, 180 minus 70.
Okay, if they're supplementary, it's supposed to be 180. How much do we already have?
70.
70. So what's left for the other one?
110.
110. So the missing angle is 110. Now, we've covered a lot of stuff, but has it been hard yet? We've named angles. We've looked at complex. We've learned how to measure, just count them. Now we know what complementary is 90. They got to add up to 90. We got supplementary. They add up to, I guess I need to do this right here because I got students that want to, what kind of math are we doing? Well, we're adding them to get it. Now you may be wondering, you did a nice little cute thing for that. What was your cute thing for supplementary?
That's not that one. Oh, turn the S into an 8.
Bam! Someone thinking like me. The only problem is, I just put me a little dotted line 1 up there because it's not really there. Close in the S to make an 8. Close in the U to make a kind of like a 0, and I got 180.
I did that. I said that.
I like a guy that thinks like me. May not be thinking right, but at least he thinks like me. But the key is, if that ain't a good, cute little thing, just remember this one's 90. Complementary is 90. Supplementary can't be 90, can it? It has to be that other number. And what's that other number? 180. So remember it that way. Complementary is the 90, so this one's got to be the different one. It can't be 90 also. It's got to be the 180 one. Okay? Everybody okay so far? All right. Can you zoom in? You're going to have to come over here. So it won't be too far away. One more kind of angle. Well, I really got 2 more kinds, but I'll cover it later, I guess. All right, picking. Now you have to move to see through her, I think. Vertical angles. Angles that are formed when 2 lines. Now this is not very good mathematics because you're going to learn in real geometry it's called the word intersect, but I'm going to call it crisscross. Okay? It's the word intersect in real geometry. You'll have to know that word. But for us 6th graders who are brain damaged, we're going to call it crisscross. That's you guys. When 2 lines crisscross like that, vertical angles are formed. I remember it as the angles that are opposite each other are vertical. So I put a star here, and the star over here shows me, I'm just picking a star. Don't think the stars are special or anything. I'm just showing you who's vertical. This star, that angle right there, and this star angle right there are vertical angles. That's just a definition of angles, okay? There's nothing real cute about it that it equals so many degrees. It's just they're opposite each other. Do you see another pair of vertical angles on this picture?
Top and bottom.
Top and bottom.
Square.
Oh, you want me to put a square in this one? Okay, there you go. More like a rectangle, that's right. Those two are vertical. Okay? Now, vertical angles equal each other. Vertical angles equal each other. What does equal mean?
Same.
Same. They're the same. So, up here by your star, put 55 degrees. So what's the other guy?
55.
Yeah, baby. It has to be 55 also because they equal each other. Vertical angles equal. Wait. Okay. Now I'm going to flip your lid. You ready to get flipped, Reason? Because you're daydreaming over there and not watching, and you're going to be lost. You're going to be 2 days lost. Come on, stay with me, girlfriend. I'm going to flip your lid. I need to know what the box one here is. This other angle right there. Can I find it? And don't say no.
Yes. You can.
I can.
Oh, I know what it is.
Hang on. Look, if I cover this up down here, what kind of angle is this? Who? I know it's obtuse, but that doesn't help me.
Straight.
180, a straight angle, or they are, look at the picture over there.
Oh, I see it.
Do you see supplementary?
Yes, I see it.
If I cover up this other one, these two are supplementary. So, if I go 180 minus who?
55.
The 55,
Oh.
7, 5, 2, 1. This guy has to be 125. Now what's this guy down here?
125.
The same as what I just found up there. Do you see how that worked in this?
Boom.
Is that are you looking at the acute part or the string?
I'm looking at all of it. The thing from here all the way to here is it's a straight angle, 180, or it's supplementary 180. Either one.
Oh.
Still
I
180.
see it.
Good. Okay. So, don't make a statement. Look over here. Real quick. What's X?
32.
How you know?
Same.
Because of what rule?
Because if they intersect.
Opposite each other.
Vertical angles equal. Vertical angles equal. Alright? How do I find this guy?
You know, 130.
130 minus 180.
130 minus 1.
Or 180
Okay.
minus 130.
Thank you, you said it backwards. 130 minus 180. X is 50 degrees goes in there, right? Because of supplementary or
Straight.
straight angle. It's all the same. Kill it, girl.